back behind, as are Outsiders, who have yet to play a stage match, it's worth noting. Of course, there'll be a chance for them in the Legend stage, I would imagine, but for now, they're just keeping their cool, keeping it calm as we get into Overpass.
Yeah, and a nice slow pistol to kickstart this one for us, right? So we can really start to kind of dissect what we got going on here. This little double long push is nice. Shush and Yabi responsible for this. And he's got that info on the spot. Now, he does kind of have to stick around and fight here. And caught out on a bit of an island, giving that early opener to the Outsiders. Heroic, a man down straight away. Might start feeling a bit of pressure to go looking, right? Sometimes Heroic, they're not strangers to these like monster pushes. I thought that's what we were gonna see, because Tesses and Stan were both like grouped up by the monster together, but they've decided against it and are just gonna play pretty reactive here, tucked inside of the sides. Honestly, not a bad move when it's the Outsiders you're up against. You know, they're not gonna go anywhere super quick here. Didn't have like advanced position to explode into a site on the back of this. It's super measured, and all this silence doesn't give Katie and all the gang a lot to go off of.
They're about to find out the hard way. Shush with his back turn, needs to swivel. That's a good flash though. Oh, messy shots, but he recovers well. 2 kills and the bomb at long. Shush can turn his back to it. Trying to defend from the site. They have to go all the way back and get it. They've got to fight their way through forward. Nice shots from Shush, and Cadian even joins the fray as well. Flit's dead, and it's a full house from the 2 on the top site. Heroic stay strong.
Yeah, something I think is like pretty cool about this whole setup for Heroic is like, this is a really, really neat way, and this is what, you know, we kind of pitched it as in the Challenger stage 2, to get that stage experience in, you know? Like, the Heroic, a team that have been known to get to playoffs, that's never really been the issue. It's the fact that they often would just capitulate upon getting there, right? Seemingly, whether it's under the pressures of the crowd, you know, being up on the big stage, things would just start to go a bit awry. This is almost like an intensive course in crowd Counter-Strike. Even for these B-Stream games, when they're behind the stage, you very much still feel the rumble back there. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, you do. It's not in tune or in time with the game as well, which can feel even stranger. We heard those screams earlier while the desk were live, I imagine, because NAVI and Vitality just made their way onto the stage. Some exciting games today, certainly. Oh, that is... Oh.
Clean. He's on...
Get it!
Get it!
Come
on, Katie.
Come on, Casper! Yeah!
The little anti-eco ace for Cadian. You love to see it. And look, he's rapping. He was just throwing up. He's like popping moves and everything.
I didn't see.
You missed it. Yeah. Oh, you looked away.
I looked away. The round was over. What's that
he was literally freestyling.
Throwing gang signs?
He was. I'm reading his lips. He's giving us like a little finger gun motion. Look at it, look at it, look at it.
That's a fist bump, bro.
No.
Oh. Ah.
Yeah.
Grooving,
fresh
baby.
Beat, man.
Grooving, bouncing along.
Go off, King.
Heroic are happy to be here, certainly, right? And another... Oh, my God, they're just not waiting around. Let's talk, Shush. Stop running at them. But Heroic ever aggressive / oppressive on CT sides. Through a monster smoke. Kick it. All right, lad. What have you got for us? Double short push in the meantime. He beats that Molotov. Cadian tucks in, gives nothing away. Nade is nice, flash to follow, and more players coming in to swing. They're going to pop their way back in. Kicker does a capture for now, but he gets locked in by Stown, who took short water earlier on. Norbert, got to watch out. He's next on the chopping block. He's on Heroic's death note, but they've run out of ink. Deep in Monster allows for a third player to rotate up after the Stown flashes over mid for Shush. He will send himself back up towards A. Norbert dead as well. Fame, well, he'll fall once more. It's a bloody good round.
Yeah, this is a crazy good start, man. I gotta say, Heroic are looking really composed. You know, I was wondering if, you know, the fact that Outsiders have kind of warmed up to the whole setup, warmed up to the whole event, had this extra, you know, birth of playing, if they would come into this being real warm-like, and that's not really the case out of the gate. It's Heroic. Great display thus far.
you know, you gotta keep in mind, yeah, sure, Outsiders are warm in the sense they've played at this tournament, and that's always something, new setup.
Yeah,
it
was grindy.
Yeah, but on the flip side for Heroic, like they're coming in off of a 7-match win streak, right? Winning back at Blast, taking down Astralis there as well as Vitality, even earlier on at the RMR. Heroic have had a good last couple of months going down, so it's nice to see them channeling that energy for such an important game like the opener. To get that breathing room at the 1-0 start. So I do want to tally up at the end of the round, at the end of the first round of matches here at Rio, you know, how many Legends teams won versus how many Challengers teams won. It's pretty split right now. In fact, it's more for the Challengers as we stand, which is interesting enough. Heroic are trying to break the mold. Monster smoke, well timed, as Outsiders group up outside the site. One flash, and actually they've got the red carpet rolled out.
Yeah, a bit of a route in here. Yabi, ooh, that bullet's a bit of a giveaway that they're out Monster, and so he turns back in time. 30 seconds, and Outsiders, they've got James up short with this AK. Gonna need to do the heavy lifting. Yabi set up with a flash. James still bests him in the head-to-head. Shortly after, though, Stown and Shush come rotating in, and Heroic keep it pretty damn clean. 4-0 to open up, and minimal casualties across all of these rounds mean the money is already kind of ludicrous for Heroic. Like, it feels like you're going to have to go on quite the tear to break that apart.
And that's how CT sides and Overpass really get out of control, when you're able to run orb, maybe even double orb, and just start stringing streaks. It can be hard to break in. Hey, Outsiders were the ones to do exactly that to Fnatic the other day in their 2-1 game. So, got to keep that in mind. They went 15-0 up on CT Overpass before closing that game 16-1. And for Heroic, you know, we just talked about Big in the last game, about how good their util is, specifically the HE, Molly, smoke, everything with damage, and some of the smokes they come up with. Ooh, nice nade. For Heroic, when I think Heroic and utility, I think flashbangs, I think the Brotherhood. It feels like the communication has always been such a strong point of this team, and maybe our desk can even get some stats to back it up, but I'd love to know, you know, what Heroic's flash assists have been like in the last 6 months or the last 3 months, because, man, it feels like almost every peak on CT sides comes with assisted utility. Such a good team to watch for utility in that sense. So let's keep our eye on just how many flash peaks are in the kill feed. They've got, as you see on the minimap, a volley in spawn of utility that can go and be retrieved by Stown now, and they're even setting up flashes to fight into mid. That's where Outsiders are. Actually, way deeper than Heroic are ready for.
Yeah. Oh, little peek from James. Stown. That was a jump for long info. He wasn't even looking at short, so they don't know the full extent to which Outsiders are committed here. Everyone moving in, up toilets, up the short side. Missed shot for Cadian. You really need to start landing some shots right about now. It's a nutmeg. Oh, another missed shot. Cadian's gone, deleted. He had a lot of chances.
Yeah.
Many shots, not on target, and now Shush 1v4 dead at the dumpster.
How many chances do you need? how many shots to land one? That hurts for Cadian. I felt like he got robbed on maybe one of those shots. The rest were just kind of panicking.
So the nutmeg sucked. And then the nutmeg into like someone else killing the guy he's just about to kill. It's
and
like,
then he's trying to wallbang because you can see James barrel.
And you know, the frustration setting in, you fired 8 of your 10 bullets. You're like, well, I kind of need to hit one.
Yeah.
Plus, he had a really good start to this game, so little of a rough ways to go.
Yeah, you know, part of that also comes from how deep Outsiders got on short, because Heroic were messing around in the site, jump spotting, trading util around. So Outsiders actually got a lot of room up towards Flowers, and then combined with Jamie even picking Stown on the jump, that just escalated the pace, and they blanketed the bomb site in utility. So a nice opening round for Outsiders. They don't wait long to get on the board. Any more, though? Kick up. Looking for a B pick. Heroic get that monster re-smoke in from the top site. Cadian have one left in spawn. So he can still replenish on Divider if he wants to keep Tessus in good standing. And a minute mark left. Stounds will banged out Flit. That's actually through the wall into Con. That's one way to do it. There's that smoke coming down from Cadian. Tessus given a bit of a helping hand here for now as Cadian covers his back. And this is now really awkward for Outsiders who don't have a lot of map control and also are running out of time. Fame has to make a play here. Oh, the nade is even further damage. It's only going to get worse. Tessus is cleared out mid. They know it's B.
Yeah, Heroic have painted a very clear picture of what's happening here. Now they just have to hold the line, which is easier said than done. Yabi's done what he can, and with a bit of help from Cadian, the round is locked in for the Danes. James got to run away and save this AWP. Very, very nice rotation out of Cadian, and as you correctly pointed out, Hugo, that's really only facilitated because of Tessus winning out that fight over in mid and getting the info that no one else was there. That's the whole reason why Cadian is at that B site in time to help Yabi out. It could have been a very different story if we didn't have that fight and that info, you know, that like trade of information over in mid.
The local time is 1:54 p.m. here in Rio, otherwise known as Jame time. First of the day, expect more to come. Great dodging from Yabi there, just able to trade his teammates out who are playing anti-flash a monster and still survive so long. Exists as well here. We talked about in our pre-show opener, Harry, about the major winners that we have. I think it was 9 major winners, 5 from the Legend stage, 4 qualifying through the Challenger stage. Out of those 4, of course, 3 on Vitality and Crims on Fnatic as well. Haven't even mentioned the coaches. Of course, have a legend in his own right of Exist. Standing right behind Heroic. On the flip, it's Dastan, who's been with Outsiders since the avant-garde days. The core no more, but at least Jame and Kicker, who have been side by side for a long time now.
Yeah, and you know, I think Dastan's always had a great deal of faith in these two, right? He's often been like not afraid to be outspoken when the team was failing. You know, thinking like back all the way to 2020. You know, he was one of the first to say like, look, if you guys do not do well in your next event, there will be changes, and he was faithful to that.
And looking at the changes for a team that's been robbed of their best player and one of the best riflers in the world in Yakindar, they've made very good changes. You know, not just bringing in Flit, of course, before that Yakindar poach, but even these upgrades of Norbert and Fame. Very nice changes, and you know, we'll see more of them on the CT side where Maui's talked about some of the spot changes Outsiders have employed on this map that has really helped out in their CT sides. But they need a baseline to get there. They need the building blocks. They need some rounds. James Orb waits as his team walk up the long side. Heroic too strong on A. Tess is very patient. It can feel very difficult to hold this position so late in the round. But the later in the round you have Con as a CT, the more valuable you can be to not just backstabs, but information, cutting off this rotation that they are about to make.
Yeah, Tess says this could be his moment. Oh, has to pick a target.
What?
Tries to wrestle with the AK, but only good for one. Dead down in the connector. 20 seconds.
Go, get out of the way.
James, stop this. He's giving them a route back in. He's been merciful. We're playing with time.
Nice.
You need these openers. You need to break a path in. And missed shot for Shush. He will turn on a dime to deal with Kicker. 3v3 as Cadian arrives down on the lower side of the map. Rains at Nadin. Fame's at 1 HP, but still alive, still in the round, and potentially still a problem for Heroic without this kill being found. And Heroic really slowing down on numbers alone. Are they thinking about saving it? They're going to see if something presents itself. Trying to fight from the heavens, but not being given a thing. There we go. There's the kill that tempts them in. There's the kill that makes them go. Fame at one health, holds the line with one. Jame executes another. Cadian might have a kit, but tapping the bomb, baiting the fight out. Sure, he's going to win it, but he can't win the round.
That was so...
Oh, with a second, and yeah, a very labored retake.
Yeah, it's so long they're waiting on Shush to get a kill as well. They know the AWP is still alive in the post plant, and they don't want to swing heaven. Heroic had zero utility to make that retake round happen, and while they're waiting for Shush to just get a kill, Outsiders won't even move in their post plants. Fame's still on default. James is still short. Norbert hasn't left Monster. They just stand still. And so Shush never gets fed, wasting valuable seconds Heroic could have been using to get a bit more aggressive in that retake there. Very close, very close. At least Cadian gets the AWP out of James and saves his own. He knows the value of that. Hard not to when you're up against a team like Outsiders. And I like as well how Heku brought attention in that pre-game interview with Cadian about both these teams having in-game leading AWPers, which is not the most common nowadays. Obviously, it feels almost like counterintuitive as someone who needs to be very focused on the mini-map and on their teammates' positions and on micromanaging to be also the guy staring at the center of your crosshair for long periods of time and maintaining focus. But I think a lot of that comes, at least for Cadian's part, in having so much faith in his teammates and his pieces to make the right calls and to play together. On the flip side, I don't know how the hell James does it, because the style he calls is crazy, mate.
Yeah, I think it's actually like a very interesting dichotomy. I'm glad that you brought this up, because I think on the other side of things, for Outsiders, it's more like unquestioning obedience to James' like requests. You know, it's like you have to do everything within the kind of realm of what he calls to a T. And maybe, you know, players like Flit are given a tiny bit more room there, but I think for the most part, you kind of have to hang on his every word. So maybe opposite style, you know, Yakindar's come out and said how it was like playing with robots in this team.
Yeah, and I can see that. You know, that's almost like an insult, but I think the way I look at it is it's like credit to just the calling style of James and how difficult it can be to read at times. Got a B-walk right now, very passive setup. Tessa's trying to get back involved, dropped in the pit. They hear it. Kickert knows exactly what's up. He climbs over the top to chase that kill down, but that will send him down a peg. Flit cuts a rotation. The position Tessa's held last round is gone, and so is he in the pit. Yabi is just in the middle of the site. I do not know how Yabi got here, but he's killed everyone.
Yeah, Outsiders didn't even look aware that like that was a possibility.
Did he push bridge? There were like no smokes down. Like Heroic. The site was so free that Kickert jumped on top of default, and he didn't get killed by anyone but Pit.
No, I mean,
I need to rewatch that round. That whole round.
It slipped past me too, I'll be honest. And like, we have the mini-map and the X-rays. So yeah, can't really question Outsiders for not being aware of that one.
Flit saves James' AWP for him. James didn't have an AWP in this round. Flit found a way to find one. And yeah, thank you very much. Pass that one over here. No, I will not be giving you anything back. You have $350. Buy a P250. Very strange round. Here's Yabi. Oh, that was at the end. Okay, I don't know what happened, to be honest. But a lovely round for Heroic, probably.
Okay, James. He's been given this AWP.
Part of the contract.
There's armor to go behind it. So you're hoping that James can kickstart a round for you here.
He has to.
Yeah, I actually quite like these rounds because it forces James really to be hyper involved. And I do think, you know, since this new look Outsiders, James is a different player to the one of old. You know, I don't think he's as save focused, as crazy as that might sound, but you know, these are the rounds where he really is to take initiative. He really is to be involved in these opening fights. And I think sometimes you get great mileage out of him because of it. Now, this one in the toilets, Tessa will get the better of Norbert, but now James knows his whereabouts. He doesn't want to let this one go unpunished. He's called for a boost. Gonna go up. Oh, gonna go over. Oh, there we are. Cadian dead, but that wasn't the man who killed his friend in the bathrooms. They know that somewhere nearby, Tess says still lurks. Other side of the divider, other side of the coin. James finds him with the AWP, two in the round, but why stop there? James on a tear. That's 3. Bomb now retrieved. He's trying to do it all. 25 seconds. What? A little bit of James trickery at play now as it's Kickert down through the connector into the B site. Outsiders leaving this one down to the margins, and that's where they do their best work.
Oh, that flank. What a massive mistake for Shush to have his knife out there. It's one thing to flank early. It's another to not even have your gun out. James put down Yabi. Latest addition to the Brotherhood. No kit in the 1v2 and no chance to find it. They're far, far away. Tap needs to force a fight. One player spams, kicker walks through. Yabi wins it, but he still needs to force this peek. Flit spamming the smoke. He's hit him. He doesn't know for sure, but Flit just has to call it. Out he goes. Yabi with a kill, and that's a 1v3 clutch for Heroic.
Wow. All right, Yabi. All right. That is a ludicrously hard clutch to come back into. And I think he plays it just perfectly every step of the way, from tapping the first time, being ready for the fight to kicker, knowing that short is smoked. So right now, you know, there's an asymmetry of info. Someone has to peek that in case the spam shots from short were missing. That gave him the 1v1 to kicker. And then, you know, he redirects his attention so well, playing within the confines of, you know, needing a 10-second defuse the whole damn time. It puts a tremendous amount of pressure on him in that 1v3, and he's able to do it.
Yeah, that's a stupid round to win for Heroic, especially considering how it started. That triple kill from James. Arcadian's just being as obnoxious as he can to get in his opponent's heads. Oh, the flash peek. Tessus will get out. Take that 5-on-4. James gone early. Did he have an AWP? We'll never know. But yeah, that's unbelievable, especially with Shush getting caught with a knife out on the flank. Cannot believe Yabi wins that round. Heroic, they don't know yet, but B has been taken. Flashes, announce it. Jump spot from CT means Kickant knows he has that room, and the AWP will get run right by. Flit hears these rotations through spawn, and he knows there's an AWP here as well. Scoped up, Cadian's a dead man. Goodbye. Flit in no hurry to backstab right now. The longer he lives, the less room Stown has to make this retake happen.
Tessus. Oh, the trigger discipline. He wants to milk this for all he can. Wanted it to be a double, but it doesn't matter. Not with Shush and Stown just collapsing in the net, closing on this B site.
And that's one of the things I talked about in that big game earlier. One thing Heroic is so good at on CT sides, a map like Vertigo especially, but they're doing it right here on Overpass, is just giving up sites. It's kind of, it's not the most standard way of playing, but they are happy to play retake and not even play inside of bomb sites where you feel like you need 3 players at times to anchor down to actually have a chance to win the round. And Outsiders, Heroic are absolutely fine with playing 0 players B because they have all these quick flanks. They have this con control. And look how well it works. Outsiders don't really know where to look in the post plants. And with every flank they kill, they think it's over, but there's another player coming through later. It's a really annoying way to play and thing to deal with. And the benefit of it as well is if you're playing as empty as you are towards that B site, look at the round opener for Heroic. They go really aggressive into middle. They take Fountain back. They flash fights. They play double con. So they're super reinforced in other locations, and that's why sometimes you'll just run into 4 Heroic players in a place you never should.
Yeah, I also think, you know, it's great versus Outsiders in particular, who quite like, you know, leaving it into like the closing segments of a round. You know, oftentimes you're kind of hinging on execing into a site, getting picks to turn the tide your way, and have it come like so late in the round that it kind of creates that hesitancy for Heroic, like, oh, do we want to retake this? Because you're giving up sites a lot and you're holding on to utility, you're going to save that for those retake moments. You kind of shut down that entry potential that Outsiders are hinging on.
Goodness.
Look at this from Tessus. My goodness, he's gone all the way through middle. No, but I don't even know how he just died, and now Fame's going to come back and try and trade this. Tessus won't get away.
Careful,
or
Harry.
will he? Fame.
Save
trade
James.
at least, and save James' life. It's a 4v4. Tessus's aggro over a mid is punished.
That's only going to keep numbers at B, right? They know they had Outsiders locked into the lower half of the map. Yabi not covering the monster cross. That's the one weakness in this round. He has a great position. He has the advantage in any fight towards the tunnel, but they could just walk out monster. That re-smoke makes it very difficult to do so. Did it land? On the mini-map, it looks like it missed, but no, it looks just perfect in the tunnel. Kick it. There shouldn't be a way he wins this fight to Yabi. His legs will be spotted. Yabi sees him. Kick it. Perfect peeks him. But as said, the advantage from position alone. And there's no alone position in this B short. Second player takes a fight. Yabi trades him out with his second kill of the round. And James, TikTok, it's James time. You know,
Dude, I was just going to say, this is a really cool matchup for like the kind of just
stylistic differences.
Yeah. But no, even similarities, I would say, in some essence, right? We get to, it's like different ways of thinking, but a similar sort of conclusion at the end, right? And that's the, it's like osmosis, man. They're like moving around and replacing each other in certain areas. Like in this one, right? Heroic, they went away from B in the last round. They kind of teed themselves up to play a bit more of a retakey setup. Well, this time they're all in. They're aggroed over towards short. They're playing this like layered setup, trying to throw outsiders through a loop after this aggro over in mid, right? So as outsiders start looking for new solutions, bearing in mind the last time you went B, the site was free, essentially. You're now running into this like a layered setup in water that you haven't encountered yet. Well, now you're gonna have to flash it in this round. You're gonna have to expel all this utility. So there's a bit of conditioning in the long run for Heroic. It's really nice thinking. And Shush, man, look at him go. Pushed up over on the short side, was the one to do it in the last round. He's done it again now. Double kill. He even gets the info about this com player. He looks real sus about it.
You're probably the first person to use the word osmosis in a cast, Harry. Well done. But yeah, this is an excellent CT side out of Heroic. Flowing like water. It's outsiders who will be left with teary eyes. 3 on 4. Back into the B site, and this time Heroic are actually inside of it as well. Shush very committed on this angle. Might have to switch it up. He gets spotted. Molly will buy a few more seconds. There's no smoke at this B site, but Cadian has thrown in a monster one from heaven. Heroic keep the timings very nice here. It lands as the other one fades. I don't think you could have planned that better. To the T. And now a double monster setup that is very hard to break through, especially when you're coming out from short. And that's where Jamie's looking right now. There's no heaven smoke. Of course he's going to be paranoid about his left side here. It's down his anti-flash. He can't die to short before Shush. Is this a save? It might have to be. They're going to go for it. 20 seconds. Desperation hits.
Yeah, first kill found, but will you go any further? No, you won't.
Tick-tock.
The door is closed. Jame trying to save again. 10 seconds trying to get out with the orb. Nails that shot on us down, but it's just the parting words. A 10th for Heroic. The CT side still building and just showing no signs of slowing down. You haven't really had this kind of player to open up rounds for outsiders just yet. And if it doesn't happen soon, it might never happen at all.
Yeah, well, a little fun stat for you here as well. Tessez is 4-0 in opening duels. He has been very influential in the middle area so far in this game, taking a lot of early fights. We saw that playground push the other round. Even when he's tucked in Divider, he's yet to get picked. And we've already seen just how damn difficult this B site is to break open. Now in connector again. Tessez, he hit that molly. They know he's there for a change, so he will just evaporate. Runs back to the bomb site.
You know, if you wanna home in on who really needs to be the hero piece, I think there's 2 answers to it. It either needs to be Jame, just getting involved with the orb early. He's actually given it a go a handful of times here. And
hey, the most successful round was that eco that they lost.
Exactly. So yeah, you know, he's been good when he's tried to get involved early. Outside of that, if you want to look at kind of riflers, I said earlier that Flit is the one player who's maybe given that much more freedom than the rest of the team. And he really needs to be the one to step up in the rifling department, in my eyes. You know, the discussion back when it was him and Yakindar in this team was how you were going to divvy up these star roles. The fact that that was even the conversation being had is, you know, wild to consider the performance we're getting right now. You know, Flit, someone who was meant to be the star, meant to be that guy who could replace Yakindar on this squad.
Yeah, it gives credence to his ability if you're having that conversation while Yakindar's still in the team. This is a crazy rotate for Heroic. It was based off of correct information, but that information has now changed as outsiders have regrouped back through T-spawn, and Heroic have realized
this is the mobile
they
CT
pushed
side.
mid. They pushed mid. They cleared it. They know again a stack being run into. A quick shot missed for Cadian. Lining up nades for the bomb pod with seconds to spare. These nades could be the one that end the round if they come in at the right place. Norbert will get that plant. The nades are good though. He cannot escape. Jame forced to fire and it lands on target to Tessez. 3 on 3. Cadian coming out from spawn, leading with the AWP like Jame never could, and he hits his shot. Fame in the pit, needs to be traded. He will, time's ticking. Jame, he is the Time Lord in the site. There's no kit right now. There's no smoke. They've got to take fights, and Jame won't budge. He divvies up and hits the no-scope, but Heroic have just enough on the clock for the defuse.
That is a thing of beauty, that little retake there. It really is. You know, for a moment I thought Heroic were going to be kicking themselves that the nades came just a fraction too late to make that a very, very comfortable round. You know, it could have been so easy if you dropped the bomb out in the open. I thought that was going to be a real sour note, especially once Jame nails that shot onto Tessa's trying to come up through short. You kind of thought that that could have been a real tipping point. But then Cadian and the gang run on in, and at the end here, this 2v1 out of Shush and Down is a thing of beauty. Jame is someone who will manipulate the time. He will manipulate every situation to win it, having to take minimal gunfights along the way. You know, really tries to outbrain you, and they one-up him by both just flanking around the pillar, removing his options, not letting him game the system.
Yeah.
And in a high-pressure moment like that, when you're really, you know, playing to the confines of the timer, it can be a bit overwhelming.
Oh, freestyle mode, and okay, bye-bye. Yeah, no lyrics in this song. Everyone gets eviscerated. Shush is in T-spawn, obviously, and he's dropped the bomb, so that's 12 rounds.
I mean, we said this was a very mobile game, but this is just crazy dynamic. Jame, or Flip rather, full flash down in the connector, 7 points of health, and he's about to be a dead man. They're moving towards him. He's trying to hold for this, but Tess says overruns him. And man, yeah, this is such a dynamic game of Counter-Strike. It's crazy. You have a real, you know, rotate-heavy T-side from the outsiders, and then this crazy, like, re-aggro Heroic that love, the moment it goes quiet on an area of the map, just recommitting, putting resources into grabbing information and trying to get ahead of the outsiders, something that is really hard to do. I cannot stress that, right? It is hard to do that versus this team. Many teams have tried and failed, but Heroic are making it look easy right now.
When in doubt, go back to the classic. The B rush here to finish the half. Shush sprays through the smoke. Flit trades. Yabi's still here. There's a double on his plate. He chows down to dinner. Has to finally get through the gun game, pick up the right weapon. Jane with a backstab. It's all too little. It's all too...
Would essentially do it for you.
Yeah, there's just been no weak player for Heroic, and that's one thing that we often enjoy with this team. It feels like anyone can step up at any point. There's no necessarily guaranteed star. Shorstown often takes the cake, but you can have a crazy game out of anyone on this roster, especially when they're playing like this. Very fluid CT side, and now just got to do the dirty, finish the job. 4 on A. It's a gamble based on nothing but feeling, but it's the right feeling.
Well, JMB feeling thank you at the end of this one. Smokes go over. Outsiders now know they're right to be stacked up here. Fame from Long has laid waste to Heroic.
Get him.
It's down with a reply that Fame answers back, and he's on for the ace now. Well, we get it. Can we have nice things? Fame. I know James telling you not to, but come on, go against it. Go against it just this once. Give in to that primal urge to just go for all 5. Yabi's right here. It's right for the taking. It's basically yours. As good as guaranteed. And then Norbert steals it.
Wow. That's not cool. That's really not cool. But we haven't had any ace hunters today. Everyone's been chilling, man. Everyone's been fine giving them away. Would have been absolutely reasonable to swing that one, I think. But 4 kills, fantastic round out of Fame, no doubt. And that's part of the stack on the side, right? 2 smokes there for Heroic. They were trying to make a little bit of a wall. Actually, I think the truck one was Norbert's panic smoke that he threw out while blind. There was even a third one, 4 outsiders they didn't use. That was going to be dropped by default. But Heroic make a bit of a wall. And outsiders will fight from behind it. Fame in front of it, in middle. Feeling it after the pistol. Meanwhile, Heroic, they show mid, and this is nice because it's actually forced outsiders to go back to A to play that bomb site right before Heroic execute into B. James only playing with a CZ. Scary, considering he's playing with a 1 gun that can run out of ammo very quickly. 2 mags. But it's not going to be a worry until the retake as Heroic are running into the stack. And I say stack, Norbert's just leaving. He needs to come back.
Oh. Completely up and left.
If there was ever going to be a force by win, this would be it.
all this util to go in, and yet still Heroic
Love it.
electing to go contact. They're like, hell, man, we've been given all this room, and so now they go, now they pounce. Flit cannot hold the line. Yabi's run him down, and without this third man here, with Norbert having up and left earlier, the site is taken. Heroic own it. They're going to get this plant. Stoun's grabbed the M4, playing up close. Looking to deal with these players at CT. The CZ over at short is not ideal for the job, but thankfully Stoun's missed the chance. Cadian's going to get finished off by a flying Norbert, and so Outsiders will get the fourth.
Shocking.
I was a little bit worried there, I'll be honest, especially, you know, when I see James coming up short and he fires like 11 bullets from the CZ. Yeah. Already half the ammo gone. There was a lot of ways that could have gone wrong. Thankfully, Norbert and co are able to make up for it from CT.
It's not been a pretty game for Outsiders, absolutely no doubt about it. And even that round doesn't inspire much faith nor confidence. It was a double opener from Flit. But Yabi, I got to say, Yabi's Tech 9 is actually impeccable. This is not just that round.
Dude,
he does it a lot.
are a Tech 9 team.
Yeah, they really are.
I love Cadian's Tech 9 as well. Like, I think that's just disgusting.
Yeah, but Yabi, he's so good at getting entries with that gun, man. I don't know how he does it. Ooh. If that's your anti-force, I'm already a little worried. And Heroic want to make the most on that damage. Cadian, instead of saving for the AWP like many would, he's instead used those funds to buy up an AK in another eco round. Let's see if he can put it in the right place. 3B. Faming close con. He's heard the footsteps. He's going to run back to the site. His teammates spam as a result. Good communication for Outsiders, but no value from it other than information. Flashed out con. Cadian leads the fray.
Yeah, this hero gun. Ooh, he sees you jumping over at long. Fame and Jane both there. Heroic now, they're going to slow it down a little bit more. Just think about where Cadian's been in this round. They just saw him over at Divider taking a pot shot into the A site. Then he reroutes all the way back to long to join up with Tesses, and is now looking to swing out from here. Trying to keep them guessing as to the whereabouts of this AK, but finding itself over at long in the prying eyes of James AWP. This is what he wants. You're probably dead on the swing, and there we go. Wouldn't you know it? Cadian steps into the firing line. That AK at least retrieved. Tesses has got super long arms. The reach on this kid. And now he's ready. Ollie's in the way. Slow him down. The AK fires off. They know that someone's grabbed it. That info is available to the Outsiders. Shush. Trying to play around this smoke. That's getting deep. Deals with a truck player, but a swing is imminent from Flit, and that's the trade. Shush finished off. Flit with them both. And so Outsiders, heads held high as they win out that little, hero AK round that Heroic tried to bring their way.
Still going to mean a rebuy here, right? Cadian's going to be left probably on a Tech 9 or a Scout, but everyone else should be able to get AKs. It was a double eco after all, with a force and a half buy. But Outsiders, stellar hold on the A site in both of these rounds that Heroic have come their way. Fame's position consistent, something Heroic will be aware of. Oh, are they going to keep the pace? My goodness, they're going right through. There's no molly in Monster. There's only a smoke. Heroic won't respect it. And with the flashes, they've already overwhelmed the first man. Stoun helps out. Bomb survives the fight. And Stoun can get it stuck on the site. Util to burn it out. James got to be pushed back. And Fame's nade, if he threw it over the wall, could have cancelled the plant. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Won't. Heroic are already hunting through T-spawn. If only Outsiders went for it, but they're not to know.
Well, it's always been my theory that if anyone was going to be the best Ninja defuse player, James.
Yeah, because you always think he's saving.
Because you think he's saving.
Yeah.
And he would be the only guy who in like a 4v1, everyone would up and leave the site. And that's exactly what's happened here. He does, the site's empty.
Yeah, he's not going for it though.
But he's not going for it.
He's saving. He wants his AWP. Why risk it when you can play another AWP?
But I really wish, we could put that across to him.
One day, I want to see him do it. Because I agree, absolutely.
Like literally no one else has that same level of like infamy in saving, you know?
Bro, in that round, Heroic were running out Monster before the bomb was planted. As in like running back to T-spawn before the bomb was planted. They already had won the round. They knew they won the round off the entries. Stoun gets a double kill. They're like, all right, let's go hunt James. They won't find him because he hides in plain sight, sat back in heaven. But it felt inevitable, and off of the first gun round, Heroic run out monster where there's no Molotov. Outsiders were not ready for that pace. Zero expectation. And Heroic set up to shut out this first map.
Yeah, Outsiders might be a kind of notoriously good team at long and out games. However, they do still fall and bleed like the rest of us. Right, the reset would come through if they lose this, and suddenly, you know, it's as good as done for my money. So Heroic, this is the best chance, the easiest chance they're going to have to just put this one away. Yeah. Is by winning this round here and now. What have they cooked up for us? They take mid early. Now they have their eyes set on connector. They've nabbed both of these positions. This allows them to be very, very fluid, right? They can, in an instant, go from hitting B to rotating to upper or vice versa. So gives them a lot more potential to throw in these fakes, to try to misdirect the rotates. Outsiders are going to stick to their guns. Unfortunately, that decision might be wrong right now. They're triple stacked over towards A as Heroic slowly but surely send NAVI out down here into the B site. Bomb still looking hesitant and might look to move back up the connector. Now that info is going to be grabbed by Fame, who's making a play right now. This is big. He hears the footsteps. He can call this. Outsiders have got the forward information and now he's wrapping them. They are not ready for this. James dead in the sight, sure.
Hold it. Flanked on flanks. Flanked on flanks. He checks it.
He does turn around, taking the silencer off, almost got him killed, but he's been able to course correct, able to right his wrongs. Plant still found for Heroic, would have loved that to be denied. Now Cadian trying to go back and flush out the flanker, caught by Norbert, Shush dead, and so Outsiders will get that round under control.
Oh my God.
It's not very pretty, not very clean, but they do get it, and that's what matters.
Bro, I mean, yeah, if he doesn't take that silencer off, he probably kills the plant. It was default, it was right in front of him, but maybe that round goes very differently if he gets that kill. Instead, he does deal with a late flank, and that realization came from, yeah, there is this one guy faking B. He's calling to his entire team, yo, they're running up short, I hit all of them. James tries to escape after one kill, he can't, but after Shush goes quiet on that B fake, Fame immediately realizes, like, yeah, this guy's late lurking. He's either going through B or he's coming back through con. Great realization, despite the mistake to take off the silencer. He wins his fight and he lives long enough to keep the pressure on. But my God, not a pretty round. You take what you can get at this point of the game. 14-6. Heroic in the hot seat. But luckily, they're cool. You cool?
Cool. James cool. He's feeling all right with this. He likes that they've just done the dirty to Heroic and brought them onto a bit of a low buy here. Now this is Heroic playing it safe more so than actually, you know, falling down economically. They could have elected to buy up here. It just would have had limitations. So I actually kind of like the show of restraint. I like that, you know, they're just going to wait till they have everything they need, and they still have a chance to do something here and now in this round. The Hero AK only lends that much more credence to it. So Kicker waiting in the monster smoke. They're looking like they want to come through this. Ooh, Flash goes in. Kicker is so blind, and he really needed help. Oh, if someone was in that wall there, they would have been toast, but they weren't. And so Norbert, the lone defender at being trapped in the water, does double up, and that's big. Cadian puts this gun to use, brings it back to even odds. Fame waiting. Fame moving in to join him. Bomb on the back of Cadian, and it's down a long way away from the action. Might look to make noise, might look to feign a rotate here, and that's a really nice way to get Cadian out of the danger zone.
But you're not going to move James, surely. Oh, they have, but he's doubting it.
Even giving Cadian the tiniest bit of room, he just needed the assurance that he could get out of water and plant the bomb, and it served its purpose. It did what it had to do. He dies immediately after planting, but now it's all set up for Stown to try and win. Smoke spam, gonna need to connect on the MAC-10. It's a lot of damage, but it's not quite the kill. Still does take them off the bomb. He has time to get the reload off. Now they're on it all over again, but a stray bullet in the right place. Fame turns on a dime and wins the clutch. The 1v1 just goes the way of the outsiders.
Oh, if only he kept spraying, he knew exactly where to shoot. He had the right line up there. Oh, he was so low. Fame on the edge of death, but Stown goes through it. I can't blame him, right? He's feeling it. He's thinking Fame's going to be looking at the bomb, but a quick tap, looks back, wins the round. And even though Heroic fake it out to get that plant, nice realization from James. Exactly when that bomb was going down, he doesn't let Cadian move. God, I mean, they're winning rounds, Harry, but they're bloody close. They're very scary indeed. But a round is a round. Keep in mind, this was 13-2.
No one's ever lost to 13-2.
That is true. I think it's never been done. Ever. But fortunately, as a caster, I have no power over what goes on in the game. My words don't affect the outcome of rounds.
Here's the flash to move in. Yabi dead immediately.
But it's fine because Stown's here and Stown's a rock. He's solid. He's got the bomb. Cadian's in Monster. He'll be just okay. Pushed back by the Molotov. Oh, he does actually burn out kick it.
Nice molly. Nice Molotov.
Oh,
the bomb is still cut loose. They're going to try and throw up a boost. Jump up for Shush. Keeps it quiet, as the name implies. Flit is right there. Flit's right there.
Jump shoot him.
But he can't quite see him.
Jump shoot him.
Jump shot might not be as crazy as it sounds. Oh, Flit, don't get curious, because curiosity, we know what it killed. He's going to wait. Play the long game on this one.
Shot, jump, shot, jump, shot.
Ooh.
Yeah, good luck getting off his silent. They will manage to do it. That's how you get down from their silent. Yeah, don't slide down the wood. It doesn't work. I've seen you do it, Harry. It doesn't work.
I know. Cadian just started running anyway. That's my kind of leader. That's my president right there. Look at that. He's going to grab the AK and get out. It is the save for Heroic. Outsiders onto 8, as you say. Was 13-2. This scoreline starting to close up now.
I remember you saying something about outsiders longing out games. Harry, what were you talking about there? Where did that come from?
Kind of what they're known for. Kind of their whole thing.
Well, the day's not done. And you know it's not over because it's still going. 14-8, and Heroic call out another timeout.
Starting to feel the pressure after all. Time to speak to exist, pick his brain maybe. I didn't see him say much. Like Cadian was doing the bulk of the talking there. So maybe he's got ideas up his sleeve. Rifles out, and this is a purposeful choice. They could have had the AWP. Yabi could have bought it and dropped it over. So it wasn't a, it was a possibility. They've made the conscious decision to move forward without one. And so this round, expect something a little bit faster. The lack of that AWP going to give you maybe some much needed extra mobility, but it could ruin your day if you run into Jay.
I don't know. At the same time, I don't see Cadian as a static AWPer on T sides. He's happy to run rampant and make very quick shotgun AWP moves. James, on the other hand, is a turret, a cannon, but with a lot more accuracy. Stown goes through the smoke, clears the long side. That's one way to do it. Very common to see you walk through the divider side of that smoke, but this one less so. They're going to be able to clear long as a result. If James was still AWPing on top of that ledge, he would be dead. But he knows his timings. Wise enough to go back to the bomb site, get that jump spot. He sees Stown, 40 seconds, some information, and a third player on rotation. Norbert's now here on truck. If they start dropping smokes now, Heroic will run out of time, but it looks like they want to go back down connector late into this B-bomb site. Fame smokes off that choke point. Stown is still trying to sell this one, but James' angle still remains. This is going to be very tight right now. The bomb's coming up A. Surely it drops back down eventually.
Yeah.
Stown's solo selling it.
They wanted the bomb to get spotted. They wanted it to get seen.
Oh, dear.
Sure, that doesn't happen. Stown now
One
dead.
man.
Kicker gonna get dealt with, but Flitz come rotating down fast enough, and with support arriving up in the heavens, Cadian is pinned in, he's boxed into this site. If he tries to peek, if he tries to fight, he's gonna get dropped out of the round, surely.
Yep.
And there it is, Jane from the heavens will seal his fate. 9 for the Outsiders, just 5 rounds the difference now between them and Heroic.
This has been a tournament of comebacks, especially on CT sides, but really in any possibility of any map, in any game. We've had some 12-3s, we've had some 13-2s that have closed up. Even today, we've had the same situation, Harry. A 13-4 on the A stream right now, where Faze lost to Cloud9 with a huge lead. You cannot count out the comeback potential of these teams.
Even the current game, NAVI Vitality has taken some interesting turns along the way. From the 10-5 half, it's borderline neck and neck right now. So
the day is not done indeed, Harry. Cadian can't get off his bomb plants. As soon as he sticks it, James slices him open.
Oh,
good flash. Fame just fires forward, and he finds 2.
What more can you do? That was meant to be it. Like, you've completely wrecked this guy. He can't see you, and yet he's still outclassed both players in the head-to-head with some random spray. Shush gets the trade, sure. But at 4v3, Outsiders will take that every day of the week.
To win this game, you don't need your 5 senses, Harry. Cut them out. All you need is one. Feeling. Touch. Finger in the right place at the right time. Finds a double, and now Yavi's in trouble. Through the smoke, they're ready. They do not fall for his tomfoolery. 2-on-4. Mid-site smoke, kick it re-aggresses. This is dead in the water this round. One flash. Cadian needs a pick. Well, there's no way you're getting in and getting out with the round. And I love the tuck for Outsiders, something they're so good at, not giving away anything. That being said, back turn. Kicker can get killed. Norbert's trying to cover, but they run right by him. They run right by him. Kicker, back turn. He's dead. Another man in the site, right behind the pillar. Shush clears it. Manual mode. That is clean. Cadian back to the bottom. Shush is on a third. Fourth in the round. And James up in heaven, but he does not let Cadian get off this plant.
Yeah, Molly's going to heat it up. Cadian's burning alive. Cadian's burning, but he just gets out. He's very warm, but now he's hot. Takes out the man in heaven. Great stuff for Cadian, and that's 15 for Heroic. You thought the Molly was going to send him into Jane, open up the 1v1, and then it could have been another clutch added to the tally for the man at the helm of Outsiders. Instead, Cadian, he really, manipulates the angle of the Molly. You saw him trying to do it. He's having a look at the floor the whole way to find the perfect little blind spot, but he gets there intact, and after Shush has done this, it's brilliant that they're able to capitalize on it. I think if that round went against you, in your Heroic after Shush gets 4, you're done, you're cooked, you're out of it.
And the reason Norbert's so shook there is the second he stopped jiggling short, that's the second they walk out and they find Kicker with his back turned. It was the first piece of the Jenga tower removed.
Yeah, those rounds hurt the most because, you look at that if you're Norbert, and you know that was like, ooh, my bad. Like, I meant to be holding that. And while it's a very unfortunate timing, those are still the moments that stick out in your head.
James dead. Yeah. James is dead.
He's
Shush.
He's looking out on the top mid, but Shush,
oh my God.
Shush doesn't know about him. They're right next to each other.
It's a Kenny-esque moment all over again.
They're right next to each other.
Back to back.
Oh my God.
But as soon as James takes a shot, if anyone goes mid, he's going to run right into Shush. Oh dear. Oh bloody hell. This bomb's about to get spotted. That's a good thing for Heroic. Hey, give James the kill. It doesn't matter. Shush should have it. He turns back. Shush with the trade. And Heroic 4-on-4. Great reaction. Cerebral turn for Shush. We saw it last round. He's feeling it. What was he looking at?
I don't know. I think maybe like a bit of
nades
fell down there.
Yeah. All right, but look at this toilet regression. It's not done yet.
With one, Cadian dead. Now tries to trade, and it's Shush taking all the glory once more. 2 in this round. 4 in the last.
Oh, this is crazy.
We need more mileage out of Shush before all is said and done.
He's going to get cut off.
is growing down short, but Yabi's in B. He's going to have the bomb here, and he needed to win that fight. With it not coming through, Yabi can get real deep, deeper than Norbert will ever be ready for, and this time it's him getting blindsided. Okay, he wins that, and now it's a 1v1 to decide it.
Get him
Shush
out.
will not let them pass. It's another